Howdy ukers, Justin Hatt back here with your first ever ukulele lesson. If you're looking at this video, it's probably your first ever ukulele lesson and you're scouring the internet to try to find out how do you play this instrument. Well, if that's the case, then this is the video for you. We're going to zoom in and we're going to break down a few concepts for your first ever ukulele lesson. Let's get on into it. Alright, so let's take a look here. The first thing that we need to understand about the ukulele is the way that it's tuned. So if you're new to this, I'm assuming that you're probably having difficulties trying to understand the tuning too. So just try to understand that we have the tuning of G, C, E, and A. That's the way that the ukulele is tuned. G, C, E, A, or my dog ate fleas. Some people say it like that. But G, C, E, A, and we tune that interchangeably with the string names of 4, 3, 2, and 1. So just understand that it's interchangeable where you can call it the name by the letter or you can call it by the string number. So G, C, E, A or 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, I want to talk about some very, very basic chords and then we're going to apply a little bit of progression and strumming pattern to get you moving on this kind of stuff. The very first chord that we want to talk about is what we call a C major chord. Now, when you're playing the C major chord, we're thinking about playing it in a specific position and where our fingers need to go on the fretboard. So notice on the ukulele we have all of these individual spaces between these metal wires in which we call frets. So the fret wire and then the space. Now when we're saying that we're going to play in a certain fret, that is referring to the space, not the actual metal wire. So you're never actually fretting down a note on the actual metal wire, you're in between the space. So in the case of the C major chord, we're going to be on the 3rd fret, so the 3rd space, 1, 2, 3, on the very first string. And we're going to strum all the strings. I'm playing this with my 3rd finger, and I'm having a little bit of a curve to my finger, so I'm not, straightening my finger out like that. I have a nice little curve. So whenever you're playing these types of chords on the uke, or for whatever you're playing, you always want to have a nice curve, especially if you're doing like major scales. You always want to make sure that you have a nice round curvature to your finger. Okay, so that's our C major chord. So again, for the fingerings, we would have open, 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 3. Now let's talk about the 4 chord of that. So don't have to worry about this if you're not really familiar with music theory. That's okay. So we're gonna play an F major chord. Sorry, excuse me. I played an A major chord. So we're gonna play an F major chord. So take a look at this. The fingerings here. This is gonna be a 2-fingered chord. We're gonna take our 2nd finger, go on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. We're gonna have an open 3rd string. And our 1st finger is going to come on the 1st fret of the 2nd string and then an open 1st string. So the fingerings for this would be 2, open, 1, open. So that's our F major chord. So far we have C to F major. Now we're going to go to the 5 of that key, the 5 chord. We're going to go to this D major chord. Now, check this out. Finger-wise, we're going to have 2nd finger on the 3rd fret. I always think about planning. When I'm playing the G chord, I always think about planning with my 3rd finger first. 3rd fret, 2nd string, 1st finger, 2nd fret, 3rd string, and then 2nd fret, 1st string. So fingering wise, open, 2, 3, 2. So C to F to G. So check this out. We have C to F to G. Now, I want to talk about applying a strumming pattern. Let's start with just doing all down strums. And the way that you strum the ukulele, for those who may be uncomfortable or not as familiar, there's a couple different thought processes. As you can probably see, I have longer nails. I'm a fingerstyle player. I am a classical guitar player, so I have longer fingernails. So this is really helpful for me. So sometimes if you grow out your nails a little bit, it's easier. You can play the ukulele with a pick, or you can play with your fingernails, whatever most comfortable for you. The way that I'm thinking about attacking or strumming is I'm using the back of my nails and kind of putting my nails together like this and scraping through the strings. Now I've also seen some people just use their thumb like this, which is completely okay too. I've also seen people just use their first finger. which is super, super cool. But one thing we want to focus on is just down strums for right now and transitioning between the chords. So let's just hit on our C major chord and just do all down strums. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Also, one thing to note, when you're strumming the ukulele, unlike the guitar, usually we strum right over the sound hole. Because the ukulele is such a small-bodied instrument, we kind of strum a little bit above the sound hole. So kind of right between that space where the fretboard meets the soundboard. So right up in this region. So again, okay, all on downstrokes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what we would call our quarter note. 1, 2, 3, 4. All on downstrokes. Now we're gonna go to our F chord. F. One more bar of F. Then G. Get ready for G. G. Back to C. So ultimately we want to get comfortable with transitioning between these chords so they're nice and fluid, so eventually we can do stuff like this. Right? I threw in a G7 there. We'll talk about that in another video. But anyway, we want to just get comfortable between strumming with that chord. So all just on downstrokes. Now we want to try to up the ante a little bit. Let's kind of spice up the rhythm. This is a really typical pop strum. What I'm thinking is down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Now we're gonna start adding in upstrokes. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. Alright, so if you made it through this video up to this point, we're just still all on C, F, and G. And now we're going to spice it up even more. I'm going to start doing a 16th note rhythm. Down, up, 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 down, up. It's hard to say that fast, but basically I'm just doing down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And I'm doing accent beats too, so I'm accenting the 1 and the 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Alright guys, that was the video. Thanks for sticking around. If this is the first time you've ever come across my channel, I want to personally welcome you to the Hatt Clan. This channel here is all about music and guitar and ukulele, whatever, and it's about how to help you teach yourself on how to learn music. So thanks for sticking around, and make sure you subscribe and check out all the other videos on the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.